All right. Thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do us a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel, participate in the comments and the conversations by leaving a comment, and of course, upvoting the video itself, and of course, hit the bell for notifications whenever we release a new video, which happens quite frequently. Cara McCutcheon's back. How you doing, Cara?
Hi, happy to be back. Very excited. Always get excited for the Magnolia Ball. This is, to me, I think LSU, I feel, is our second rival, but I grew up, at Ole Miss, and I just remember the LSU games were always so big. I remember also my dad always told me wherever I went to college, it could not be Mississippi State, it could not be LSU. So those have always been to me the two I felt were our biggest rival games.
Yeah, it absolutely has. I've been a little bit amped up all week, and I've been doing my best to kind of curtail that. But this is the game that I most want to win out of all of Ole Miss's schedule. Like Mississippi State, I most not want to lose it. But this is the game I most want to win. And, I just did a thing about why I think Ole Miss is going to win the game Saturday. And a lot of times LSU is the more talented team, and Ole Miss is kind of the plucky upstarts, with the exception of like 2008. So it's weird that this year Ole Miss probably has the more talented team. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. We're starting to see a little bit of on LSU, Jada Daniels and Butte's kind of connection going stronger, and it's starting to work a little bit more, and they're getting comfortable. But I think in general, if you watch the way our offense is shaping up, I know we didn't have a lot of the pass against Auburn, but in general, we have a lot of talent with Mingo. We have a lot of talent with Malik Keith. We have a lot of talent, obviously, on the ground. So I think our offense is shaping up really nicely, and I think we have a lot of talent there. Also, on our defense, we see a lot of those guys on the line really stepping up. I think Ivy and Coleman lead right now, I think, in tackles, or they're second in tackles, I think, right now on averaging, or sacks, getting in there. So I think we do have a lot of talent on our end. So I think we have a good matchup with LSU and probably have a little more of the talent on our side.
Yeah, I think so. And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to the game this weekend, right?
Yes, I will be in Baton Rouge. I am going to the game.
How many Ole Miss LSU games in Tiger Stadiums have you seen?
So I've been to Baton Rouge a couple times, but this is actually my first time to actually go to the game. So
okay. Tiger Stadium is great. It's so much fun to watch an Ole Miss LSU game in that environment. The first one I actually saw was, believe it or not, 1996. I think Ole Miss lost the game 38-3 or something like that. And it was when Herb Tyler and Kevin Falk and Eddie Kennison was playing for LSU. The next year, or something like that, Ole Miss was able to get the win. So maybe it was 95. I'm not sure exactly when it was. It might have been 95. But it was such a fun atmosphere to see the game. I saw it in 95. I was there. In, I think, 2004 I was there, and in 2006. Those are my three trips to Tiger Stadium. It's just a great place to see a game, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so a buddy of mine actually, I told him how much I love this rivalry. He's actually an LSU fan. And I told him I've been to Baton Rouge. I've kind of been at the tailgate, but I've never actually been in Tiger Stadium. And he said, well, we got to change that. So he sent me some tickets and was like, go have fun, enjoy it. We can't make it, so here's our tickets. So I'm actually not only going to be at the game, but I am going to be the lone rebel in a sea of LSU fans. So I'm really going to brave it out in this. It'll be quite the experience.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Anyway, the Magnolia Bowls. You've seen this over the years many times. Which one of these games stand out to you, and why does it stand out?
So my absolute favorite, I think, has to be 2015 because I was there, and we were just so on fire. That talent on 2015 team, the defense, I don't know if I ever think I just can't forget us getting Leonard Fournette so frustrated during that game. Oh, he was getting so mad. I remember on the sideline, he was yelling things that they don't show you on the TV, though, that just, even if I do, when I rewatch it, and I rewatch this game quite a bit, you don't see how much we were really getting into LSU. They wanted to win that. They thought they were going to win that. And we just really got in their heads, and we just really pissed off Leonard Fournette. And that was a beautiful thing to watch in person.
Yeah, and that was really cool. But the year that was actually the revenge for the 2014 game. And all week I've talked about how whenever Ole Miss is really good, LSU kind of becomes that. There's that voodoo that they have against Ole Miss that they're just like the bugaboo team that just comes up out of nowhere and gets Ole Miss. And they did it back in the 50s. They did it in 2014. Ole Miss has a chance to go 8-0 for the first time in my lifetime if they win this game. The last time they had that chance was in 2014. If they'd have won that game, they would have gone 8-0. It was a situation. Gary Wunderlich was in range. Bo Wallace kind of lost himself a moment, and it was just weird. Compare that 2014 team to now.
Man, I think we're going to hear about that 2014. I don't know about any of you if you're on Twitter, but I hear about that 2014 team every day. Man, we went in there. We were 7-0, went to Death Valley, and I felt like we had the more talent in the game. And then, of course, Bo Wallace with the interception, we lost 10-7. I think in comparison to somewhat, while Bo Wallace was a little bit more experienced than what we have now, but I think the one thing I've noticed about Jackson Dart is while he makes some of these same mistakes and he's got things to fix, like you would just see there's a lot of improvement in how he handles the ball and the things he's doing. He's reading things a little bit smarter. He's kind of getting rid of the ball when he needs to. He's making a little bit smarter decisions each game. So I think he's reading well the defenses he's coming against, and he's making those improvements and adjustments. So I think offensive wise, I think we're going to look pretty well on the ground. Nobody has yet been able to stop both of our run game. We've got a 3 threat there with Dart, who's been on the ground, Evans, and Judkins. So no one's really been able to kind of stop all three of them. They might have been able to limit one of them, but they've really yet to be able to get to all three. Defensive wise, I think that we really are going to have to play smart. We're going to have to really get to Daniels. It's going to really depend on that front line to get to Daniels, kind of break up, get him on the ground, get him a little bit shaky there. Otherwise, we're going to have to work on tackling. But I think in comparison-wise, I do have I think score-wise, I think will be almost a little bit higher, but similar range difference, like as it was in 2014.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the prediction for the game. How do you see this game going? What are you looking for? What are you watching? Give me a score.
So I've been going back and forth on scores, and I think I've finally set on, I think it's going to be pretty close. I'm going to say about 24-21 Ole Miss.
Okay. I went with 27-17, by the way, yesterday in my game breakdown. So it should be pretty good. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, after this break, we will come back and we'll do all this with Tom Vanderford. Thank you very much, Cara, for coming on the show. And we'll have to get back and make this a regular thing. We'll do our giveaway next week. How about that?
Sounds great.
All right. Take care.
Hotty toddy.